Good afternoon everyone. Today we are going to learn some different libraries of Python which I have used to create a particular product which I will tell you later. So let's learn about Python libraries. The first library which I am going to tell you is Streamlit library, which is basically a library used to create a particular UI user interface or web interface in Python, and it is also help in doing work for doing project in machine learning and data science. In this library, there are certain functions which are basically used to creating UI. First function is st.title. This function allows you to create a particular title or heading of a particular project. Next function is called st.upload file underscore uploader, which provide a, which provide you a way to upload a CSV file in a particular form. Basically, when you click on an upload something button, it will allow you to upload a particular file by using this function, inbuilt function of Streamlit library. Next, we have function called st.write function, which is basically used to display various elements like text, data, or markdown content on the web app. Next, we have function called st.button. St here is an object of that particular library, which basically calls different type of function like oops concept, basically like oops concept, in which we create a instance of an object called class from the class, and by using that object we can create a particular, we can browse and utilize different types of functions. Next we have st.button function, which create an interactive button that user can click to trigger an action. Basically, this is an interface through which it can ensure its functionality. Basically, the button function will ensure its functionality. Next function is st.download underscore button, which basically allows you to download a particular CSV file after the functioning has been done. Next, we'll have learn about Python library, Pandas library, which is also a popular library of Python, which is basically used for data manipulation and data analysis. In this library, there are different types of function. First function is called underscore CSV. This function allow you to the function by which we can by we already uploaded a particular file using Streamlit library. After uploading that particular file, the pd.read underscore CSV file allow you to read that particular uploaded file. By this function, you can read the data of the particular file, and after that, it will go under processing. Next, we have different function. Another function called df column name dot apply. This function allow us per custom function to each row of specified column. Basically, this function allow different types of operations on different types of rows attributes. Next, we have another function called def dot log function. This is basically used for conditional selection of data within a data frame to assign grades based on condition. Basically, it works like if-else condition, in which if the things lie between this, then it assign that particular value to a particular variable on the basis of condition. Next, we have df.draw function, which basically removes specific columns from the data frame, such as intermediate column using during processing. Next, we have different function called df.to underscore csv. It basically saves the process data to a new file. Firstly, we'll upload a particular file, and then the processing key takes place on that particular file using the pandas library. And after that, it can create a new file in which the process data been saved. That function is do that thing. Then we have another library called NumPy library. NumPy is also a very famous of fundamental package used for computing using computation in Python. It basically handling arrays and providing mathematical functions. First function talk about is np.nan. It basically represents missing or undefined values in a dataset. It generally store that value which is missing or undefined, np.max used to calculate the maximum value are among in the array. Basically, this function allows you to find the maximum value in a particular array or list in Python. Next, we have library called datetime. The module is used to manipulate the date and time in Python. First function is datetime.strp type. This function allows you to convert strings into datetime objects. Basically, the input of datetime is firstly present in string format, so we have to convert that string data format into a data frame datetime objects for calculation for manipulation. So, calculating the difference between start and end date, we can easily find out the duration of particular period of project or you have completed in a particular duration by making by calculating the difference between start and ended. You can easily calculate the duration. So daytime duration calculator used to compute the total number of weeks, basically the duration of how much time you give to a particular project or do an internship. So this function will allow you to convert a string format into a datetime object. So the summary of the all the libraries basically the Streamlit library used for building the web interface, handling file uploads, and provide interaction for users. Next, we have Pandas library used for data processing and manipulation and transformation of CSV file. Next, we have NumPy used for handling missing values and applying numerical operations. Next, we have datetime used to compute date difference such as the duration of internship or course. These all libraries help us to make a particular web interface which is user friendly and provide some solutions to a particular problem. So on the conclusion of the following libraries, I have created a project called web page called internship course grading tool, which is basically the conclusion or the combination of the libraries used, where basically NumPy, Pandas, and Streamlit and other libraries. So the problem statement of my project is that in this project I have created a web page using pandas libraries, pandas, numpy, and different libraries of Python in which a particular CSV file is inputted and the processing is done on that particular file in which the internship and course detail are already mentioned. So we have to calculate the grades of the student by the by by applying some different types of operation on that particular details by using Python. So this is my project. So but this is the problem statement. The requirement the CSV file that up the output we have got the CSV file with different type of library you can easily I can already mention you. So goal is to accept one CSV file, do operation on values, output and CSV file will include the mark column. Technology I've already tell you this type of technology I've used. Another functionality I've used at Google Form integration. It is also part of Python in which I have attached a particular Google Form which will include the details of internship and course that student can easily able to fill that form that teachers want in their submission time. This is a functionality Excel file processing user interface. This is a code of our project. So by including all the libraries of Python, I have created a project which include that library and solve the problem which I mentioned that the teachers got the difficulty to grade their student on the basis of the data filled by them on the basis of their internship or course. So this is a project which basically add a particular column in a file by inputting a particular CSV file in which the data of student already mentioned, and I have added a particular column by doing manipulation using Python libraries called pandas and numpy, in which I have gave them grades on the basis of data give they have mentioned in the file. So they're basically done by the particular libraries. Then a different function called def convert underscore stipend, which basically converts stipend detail from string to a particular number. The calculate duration of weeks using numpy library. In here we use process data. We use the pandas library in which we do the different type of data manipulation, assigning grades by doing comparisons and data manipulation. So here's the application. This is basically the application of all the library which I mentioned it earlier. This is a code. This is the output of the particular code which I mentioned the above mentioned before, that this is the basically the output or the application of the all the library which I have explained you, in which I have used NumPy for numerical analysis and data analysis, and use Python pandas library which basically do mathematical calculation and comparisons, due to which it assigns some values to a particular column and or. So here, this is all about that. This is a button from where you can browse that input file of internship, in which the data of internship and course are already mentioned by the student. This is the input, and you can browse it from that particular button. So this is a preview of the uploaded data, where the timestamp, email address, enrollment name, and habit of internship, all the stuff which are mentioned in the details uploaded by the student. So here this is a remark column which is empty. So the task was given to me that to calculate the grades, to give them grades on the basis of their internship and course details. So when I click on the process data, this is a preview of the process data, in which the grade column is already grades column are added, and total marks and remark column are also added. On the basis of the comparisons I have done by the using pandas and NumPy library, on the basis of their details, that who have done the internship with the with the stipend maximum, and different types of comparison stuff I have already mentioned in my code, that what the comparison parameters should be taken in place to do the comparison. So from here you can download that particular CSV file. This is the downloaded file. Here I have also added a particular section called internship and course submission tool, from where you can easily submit your Google form, basically your details, that will already that will link to a particular Excel sheet, where your internship and course detail get already filled. So this is a link, and this is all about my project, which I have learned through by learning different types of Python libraries. I hope you have enjoyed my video and learned some things which will which will help you to create a particular that type of project which I have created. Thank you for listening me.